Okay, so this is the second video in the series I'm doing on this 1976 KT250 A2. The first video was me actually buying this, and Oscar was giving a rundown on the history of it. And now I've got it back and I'm going to evaluate it and do some restoration. So basically I'm documenting what's going on and why I'm doing it, etc. So just to refresh your memory, bought this brand new in 1977, I think. He bought it to go elk hunting. He went for 3 seasons, and on his 3rd season he had an accident that broke his ankle, and he was pretty much told by his wife that was the end of his motorcycle riding days. And it was hoisted up to the roof inside his garage and remained there for 40 years. I was lucky enough to get the opportunity to buy it, and so I did. So, okay, so let's have a talk about the accident that he had. You can see that the bars are really skew with, and the frame is nice and straight. I've put it out on a straight line and checked it, and the forks are not bent either. Nice thing about those bars being so weak and tall is that they took the brunt of it. So there's a couple of little ripples on the tank on this side where he's gone down. No creases on this one. I reckon you could put a bike inner tube in there and pump that one out quite easily. I don't know whether I'm going to do that or not. In fact, I don't think I'll bother. But okay, so what happened was he was riding along a trail, and the speedo cable there, he drove into a limb, a low-level limb of a tree that caught in there, twisted the steering in that direction, flew him over to the left, landed heavily on that side. His foot got caught underneath it and broke his ankle. He rode it home on his own, and that was it. He wasn't allowed to ride again. It was his wife wouldn't let him back on it. Poor guy. But it's in pretty good condition. The front guard here has popped out of where it's located on either side, so it's got a split there, a tiny split on the other side. I'm going to take a look at that. I might actually be able to plastic weld that from behind. I've actually had a lot of success with that before on other projects. Basically, you get a really hot soldering iron and you weld the plastic split over from the back, and it's works really, really well. Headlight, I mean, that looks like almost brand new. That's kind of is what you'd expect, you know. This lever, I've got a brand new one coming. I'm going to put some heat on this and see if I can straighten it, but if not, then I'll put the brand new one on. These little plastic clips, I'm saving all this kind of thing. Basically, if you put a feeler gauge in there between the tooth and the mechanism, you can slip these out and reuse them, which is a really nice way to do it. The tip's missing on this high and low, so you have to put your key tip in there and flick it. I'm sure it works, but I'll check that out anyway. The carburettor's off of this. He left the fuel in it, and at some stage he decided to investigate, and he couldn't do it, so he doesn't know that much about bikes, so he just took the carburettor off. I've still got that original carburettor. It looks to be complete. I'm going to go through it, check the float level, set it back to the fuel air mixtures, the factory spec that's in the manual, that kind of stuff. Chain looks real good. Sprockets, wheels, everything looks really nice. I've got to straighten this rear light mounting bracket. That shouldn't be too difficult because it's just aluminium. The rear fender looks nice. The exhaust looks really good. Yeah, so there were the miles. 598. If you add to that what he drove back from where he went elk hunting, so probably put another 15 or 20 miles on that, and that's all it done since it broke. So the good thing is, when he bought it brand new, he actually bought this performance competition kit, genuine Kawasaki kit, which is a bigger belly pan on there, genuine parts, look, with a mounting kit, and then this The rear brake mechanism comes out wider than the original, because you probably can't operate that fully with that reinforced belly pan on there. Uprated competition springs. It's all genuine Kawasaki stuff that went with it. Fork springs too. Full toolkit, and lo and behold, a pair of braced handlebars. So they're going to go on there. This kit's going to go on there, and I'm going to keep these bars, and everything I take off is going to go in a box with it. These are not repairable because there's a crease. There's a crease right there. So if you wanted to put it back to production spec and not competition spec, you'd have to probably buy a new bar. So I think that's it for now. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to carefully remove all those little plastic clips and things and store them in a bag, and put the new set of bars on. All right, well, thanks for watching, and wish me luck.